It was Christmas Eve, the kind of night when the town should have been alive with twinkling lights and carolers. But something about this year fell off. Jake left the old diner just past midnight, the smell of burnt coffee lingering in his coat. Snow fell lightly, covering the streets in a thin, quiet blanket. The neon sign above the diner buzzed weakly, the letters flickering like they, too, were red. He pulled his scarf tighter against the chill, shoving his gloved hands into his pockets. The streets were eerily still. Even the usual cheer of Christmas decorations looked forlorn, the strings of lights dimmed and tangled like they'd been left tea. As he turned onto the main road, Jake felt a prickling sensation crawling up the back of his neck. He glanced behind him, but all he saw were his footprints in the fresh snow. Still, the feeling of "Get it together, Jake," he muttered to him. But then he heard it. A faint shuffle, almost drowned out by the soft crunch of snow beneath his boots. He froze, his eyes darting to the darkened street behind him. There, at the edge of the Christmas lights, was a fig. It stood motionless, a tall shadow against the glowing snow. The scarf around its neck fluttered in the wind, but its face, if it even had one, was hidden in darkness. Jake blinked. "Hello," he called, his voice trembling. The only reply was the faint jingle of a bell swaying in the breeze, coming from a wreath hanging on a. He quickened his pace, a holiday cheer feeling more like a cruel joke now. His boots slipped slightly on the icy sidewalk as he turned down the alley that would take him home faster. Normally, the alley was lined with Christmas garlands, but this year, they hung limp, weighed down by snow. Halfway through, the shuffling sound returned. Louder. Closer. Jake whipped around, and there it was again. The figure. Only this time, it wasn't standing still. It was moving, gliding toward him as if it wasn't too cheap. "Who are you? What do you?" The figure stopped, its head tilting sharply to the side. From somewhere unseen, the faint notes of a Christmas carol began to play, the melody slow in age. Jake's breath came in ragged gasps as he stumbled backward. The figure raised a hand, long and thin, pointing directly at him. And then, just as the carol reached its final, chilling note, the streetlights flickered out, plunk. The last thing Jake heard was the soft crunch of snow as it st.